Welcome to Sioux, USA. Sioux is a 4x8 HO layout with point-to-point operations. It's controlled by Digitrack and runs DCC locomotives with sound. The layout is built around a fictional town in the breadbasket of America. Population around 34,000, set in the early 60s. The town is the county seat and a major trading center in the region. It offers a wide variety of business and industrial services. The downtown area is a busy retail center and always full of shoppers. Located in the center of town is a large Purina grain elevator. It collects a lot of grain and wheat for shipment by rail to its processing plants back east. Nearby, a Texaco fuel distribution depot provides fuel and heating oil to customers in the region. Siouxtown is serviced by two major railroads, Union Pacific, Santa Fe. Each morning, 5 days a week, a UP peddler freight rolls through town on its way to the main yard in North Platte, Nebraska. Some days it will stop here to drop off loads or pick up empties on its way west. In this next shot, the train is about to cross over a switch. This switch will create a closed loop that will allow trains to run continuously in a circle through the layout. This loop is great if you just want to sit back and watch some trains run and not have to do anything. The UP yard stays pretty busy. First off, each morning, the crew makes up a transfer train to deliver to the Santa Fe yard. Today, they're taking 2 empty reefers that the Santa Fe needs for a customer. The layout is designed for point-to-point operations. It takes 3 times around the layout to get from the UP yard up to the Santa Fe yard. My goal was to build an interesting switching layout. Between UP and Santa Fe, there are 7 customers requiring switching service. I also tried to select industries that require different types of rolling stock, and one of my favorite sites is the municipal dock in the Santa Fe yard. This dock can receive all kinds of special loads that most rail customers never get. You can also create interesting loads to ship out of the dock. The switcher has climbed the approach and is entering the viaduct that goes over the downtown area and into the Santa Fe yard on the bluff. Here we see the UP transfer arriving at the Santa Fe yard. It will stop the two empty reefers and the inbound siding. Later, Santa Fe will deliver them to the cold storage plant. The layout also works well for two-man operating sessions. One is assigned the UP yard, the other guy handles the Santa Fe yard. The interaction between the two yards allows for a lot of dispatching and operational possibilities. Earlier, Santa Fe had set out 3 cars for them to take back to their yard. We see the train leaving the yard on its way back to the UP yard. In order to avoid the flat board layout look, I built a 4.5-inch high, 14-inch deep, 8-foot long shelf along the back of the layout. It served as the roof of the tunnel and the base for the Santa Fe yard and a street of industry overlooking the town. I built the girder bridge and grade approach to connect the two levels, and it really works great. After exiting the tunnel, the crew passes by the old UP depot. In the 40s and 50s, it was a busy passenger station. Today it's been restored and serves as the county museum. Next comes the maintenance yard, service track, and the yard office. For today, they will pick up a switch list for customers. The list will involve 4 customers needing service. This first sequence is spotting 2 empty grain boxcars at the Purina elevator. In this sequence, the crew will take the 1 grain boxcar they brought in on the transfer train, then pick up a second grain boxcar from its yard. Then they will shove those back to the loading shed at the elevator. With the increase of crop production in the early days, small towns across the country built grain storage elevators, particularly if they had rail access. The demand also forced the railroads to design better rail cars to ship grain. As you can see, these 2 Santa Fe boxcars are specially designed for easy load and unloading of grain. In the mid-60s, the rail car manufacturers introduced the first covered grain hoppers. And of course, today that's all you see. The crew will next head back to pick up its next cars. At first, it has to stop off and drop a tank car they've got on the siding for later delivery. While the crew is dropping off the tank car in the yard, we'll talk a little about the layout. I enjoy building structures and detailing the scenes. All my buildings are mounted on thin plywood bases, and that allows me to remove them from the layout and work on them at my bench. As in the view of the abandoned Famfo feed store, I treat all building scenes as dioramas. Even the large ones like the lumberyard, Texaco plant, batch plant, all of these I can take off the layout, take back to the bench to work on details that otherwise would be difficult if they were on place on the layout. We've just about finished the spotting of the tank car in the yard, and we're now heading back to go to the next customer, which is Builder's Supply. With the current building boom going on in the nation, the lumberyard needs to keep lots of inventory on hand. Most shipments arrive almost daily, and they'll include flat cars of lumber and double door box cars with sheetrock, drywall, and other building materials. They keep the yard switcher pretty busy. After finishing spotting the lumber load, the crew gets ready to head to the batch plant. Yesterday, they had brought a loaded cement hopper to the plant, but they were repairing the dumper and they couldn't spot the car. So today they're back to spot the car over the dump. In all cases around the town, you can see the growth of the city has pretty well limited the track room that these industries can have to use for their own needs. So it makes for very busy, repetitive service to keep things going in a growing town. The final move of the day is to take that spotted loaded Texaco tank car we had in their yard and take it to the depot. The depot receives a variety of tank loads. There's regular gas, ethyl gas, diesel, and a lot of heating oil, and also some boxcars with lubricants. They distribute these products to businesses all over the region. The Santa Fe yard is small, but it has two customers that generate a lot of traffic. One is the cold storage plant, the other is the municipal dock. We see the Santa Fe crew spotting 3 empty reefers to be loaded with frozen perishables for shipping to our grocers. The municipal dock is open for business and industries. The dock receives a wide variety of heavy equipment, pipe, steel, scrap, and other night boxcar loads. I chose this scene to close out the visit to Siouxtown. As you can see, the lighting totally changes the look of the layout. I think the lights highlight the buildings and street detail you might miss in the daytime. The lighting really enhances the nighttime operations. Trains really look great running through the shadows of the streetlights. Finally, I want to thank you for taking the time to visit Siouxtown, USA. You're welcome back anytime. Bye now.